don't think that men kind of drive women crazy a little bit? Stop it. Stop it.
Well, no, men drive bitches and hoes crazy. Nothing drives a woman crazy because she's governed by her dignity and her grace and her principles and her morals.
Okay.
So no matter what a man does, a woman will always remain a woman.
Okay.
A girl won't. A bitch won't. A whore won't. A prostitute won't. But a woman, nothing gets a woman off her balance. Nothing.
Preach.
Nothing. So no, a man doesn't drive a woman crazy. Typically, when a man does a woman bad, he drives her to her religion. He drives her to her belief system. No. She would start going to church. She would become celibate. She would stop having interaction with other men. So normally when a woman gets done wrong, she don't run to men for healing.
But where is the what's the word I'm looking for?
Where's the man's accountability?
Yeah, where's the accountability for the men? So what, men do wrong, women gotta run to religion?
No.
That seems a little...
No. Because typically where your religion is where your beliefs, your values, and your morals, and where your right standing lies. Right? So when you get done wrong, you don't run to do wrong. You run to do right. Meaning, when a woman gets her heart broken, she goes and fixes her heart. So she don't involve herself with other men. She don't take time getting back at the man because she got to fix her.
Yeah, of course.
We already know a man's going to be a man. And what do men typically do? Break a woman's heart. That's been traditional.
Okay.
So why are we trying to change this? So the woman never got worse because she got her heart broken. She always gotten better because she's been done wrong. And the man always sees the woman gets better and realize I fucked up and realize I messed up and something changes about him so he don't do this. So normally the woman keeps elevating and makes the man elevate even though he's wrong.
And that's why, guys, that's why they always say the best revenge is just working on yourself. You're working on yourself not to have revenge, but it just makes you the better person. So let me give an example. If you get your heart broken, and the best way to cope with it is to put yourself in a situation where you sleep with multiple people, different people, that does not affect the person that broke your heart because you're just ruining yourself. Rather than, let's say I broke someone's heart and then I'm watching them work on themselves, improving themselves, become a better woman for themselves. Naturally, as a man, I'm going to be thinking, damn, I messed up. But if I see you after a breakup going crazy, going to parties, dressing inappropriately, laying with different men, I would feel as though I made the right decision, because there's a saying that I always say, who you are when you're single is who you really were and who you really wanted to be. Because in life, you always want to get better. So after a breakup, you want to self-analyze yourself and be better. But if you decide to use this as an opportunity to act ratchet, to me, that's just who you really were and who and what you always wanted to be. Let me know down in the comments what you think about what I just said.
So we're always on top.
It's always been like that. Because that's always been the balance of the flawed man, the good woman.
So you're saying that women push progress?
Well, when you look at the whole reason on why God gave man a woman was to motivate him to be a better person.
Okay.
That's the whole design of a woman, is to bring out you to be a better man.
Okay.
To conquer the beast in you.
How do you feel about monogamy?
What's that?
Monogamy meaning you belong to one man, you belong to one man, you belong to one woman.
That mindset only exists in the Western culture.
Monogamy.
Monogamy is only a European concept. It's a white man's concept. That in no other part of the world does that concept exist.
That's not true.
You're lying to me.
That's not true. In South America, monogamy exists. They might not be honest about it, but Yeah.
When you understand different cultures, that's only a European concept. From African to Arab to every other places, no other man is beholden to be with one woman. That's why when you study history, from the existence, from the mankind being created, no great man has ever had one woman. No great man.
No.
Guys, I don't know about that. I feel as though a lot of great men had one woman, but most likely had side chicks on the side. You look at LeBron, been with one woman. There are a lot of people I can say have been with one woman, but most likely had side chicks on the side.
Biblically, none of that.
Okay. So how do you feel about great women that have had more than one man?
No great woman.
Like Cleopatra.
Well, she failed. So she never. You can't find no other woman.
She failed. How she failed?
She lost her kingdom.
Many kings have lost their kingdom.
No. Listen. But hold on. But you didn't ask.
And she didn't lose because her children.
Hold on. You didn't ask.
Great names and royalty.
You didn't ask me about kings who had many women. So I want to show you an example of something. You asked me about what about women who had many men, and then you specifically brought up Cleopatra, and I spoke to you about how she lost her kingdom because of that. You can't find no other woman after her who have had many men and who was great.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I have. So that's why I'm having this debate with you. That's why I'm having it. That's why I'm having this. You can't no other. That's why even the Queen of England, she died and ruled for many years, had one husband.
That we know of.
But listen,
we know of.
That's what I'm gonna tell you something about a woman. You won't know nothing else about a woman but what you know of. But everything about a bitch in a hole, you're gonna know everything about her. Not about a woman. A woman is always gonna be secretive. And gonna be reign anonymous.
Don't get me started about the women in this generation. You are gonna know who she's talking to, who she's dating, how many guys she slept with no shame. There is no exclusivity anymore. They are just no filter. You will know everything about them. There's no classiness about a lot of women in this generation.
The women today aren't secretive and they're unanonymous. You're going to know about every man she slept with. But the Queen of England, from Michelle Obama to Coretta Scott King, you won't hear nothing about who they slept with. But great men, you will always hear about great men having many and multiple women, from kings and presidents.
That's the expectation.
But you won't
just have.
Well, that's not the expectation. That's the nature and that's the God design of a man. God created a man to be fruitful and to multiply. That's why a woman gets pregnant and remains pregnant for 9 months. And while she's pregnant, a man can continue impregnating other women.
My God, I'm sorry there. I do not agree. I understand what he's trying to say, but I do not agree with that. Why would you put your child in harm's way by still sleeping around when your woman is pregnant? You're literally putting your future kids in harm's way. So I understand what he's trying to say, but I do not agree with that.
You can only get pregnant one time. So it's not designed for her to be with multiple men.
Right. No, I don't disagree with women, being with one man, but I do think that there's kind of like a double standard.
It is.
It's a double standard.
It's a double standard in nature. And we don't make the standards. We operate out of nature. We're humans. We don't get to make the standards of nature. Nature says man is more dominant than woman. Man is physically more stronger than woman. You can't deny
physically,
that.
Not mentally.
And mentally.
No, they're not.
Depends on who you're asking.
Okay.
Well, you go to war then.
That's not. But that's physical.
That's mental.
Okay, yeah.
Because war is not mental. War, you stand in the woods. War is not physical because you don't really get to see your opponent. You guys are shooting from over here.
It's strategic.
Well,
women are going to war every day.
But women
they don't get drafted. They enlist for the army.
Women aren't leaders. Women aren't
sergeants.
Women aren't analytical, right?
That's not true.
That is true. That's why women are nurturers and men are hunters. That's why when God created man and woman, one have a emotional makeup and one have a analytical makeup.
Okay.
Because when you ask a man, hey, how do you feel about this? What is he going to do? A man, if you ask a man, how did he feel? He's going to tell you what he thinks. You ask a woman what she thinks, she's going to tell you how she feels.
Okay.
Why? Because one is a nurturer and one is a natural born hunter. So one is a thinker, an analytic. He's strategic. A woman feels.
But don't you
And you can't lead with feelings.
listen?
Yeah, guys. That's the end of the video. I'm going to end it right there. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep supporting your boy. Stay blessed.
Stay